Michael Vick's career was marked by more than just football. He became known for serious crimes like organizing dogfights and selling marijuana. These actions overshadowed his talent on the field. Michael Vick, born in Newport News, Virginia, made history at his pro day with an incredible 40-yard dash time of 4.33 seconds, sometimes even clocked as fast as 4.5 seconds, the fastest ever for an NFL quarterback. In 2001, he was chosen as the first overall pick in the NFL draft by the Atlanta Falcons, becoming the first African-American quarterback to achieve this honor. The San Diego Chargers initially had the top pick, but traded it to the Falcons just before the draft in exchange for Atlanta's first and third round picks that year. Interestingly, Vick was also drafted by the Colorado Rockies in the 30th round of the 2000 Major League Baseball draft, despite not playing baseball since 8th grade. He later signed a hefty 6-year, $62 million contract with the Falcons. He made it to the headlines for his crimes more often than for his games. Another incident in October 2004 at Atlanta's airport added to Vick's troubles. While passing through security, a security camera caught members of Vick's group picking up a valuable-looking watch that belonged to a security screener. The screener, Alvin Spencer, reported the theft, but there were complications in the investigation involving someone from the Falcons organization. Although Vick's representatives didn't make him available for questioning, the watch was returned 6 days later. These incidents were part of a turbulent period for Vick, drawing attention away from his football career and raising questions about his off-field choices. In March 2005, Michael Vick faced a lawsuit from Sonia Elliott, who claimed she contracted genital herpes from him in 2002 and that he didn't tell her about his condition. She also said Vick used the alias Ron Mexico at clinics where he got treatment, showing he knew about his health situation. By April 24, 2006, Vick settled the lawsuit out of court, but the terms weren't made public. During this time, some fans bought custom jerseys with Vick's number 7 and the name Mexico on them from NFL.com. However, the NFL later stopped allowing jerseys with Mexico on them. After a tough loss to the New Orleans Saints on November 26, 2006, Vick reacted to booing fans by making an obscene gesture, holding up both hands with the middle finger up. The NFL fined him $10,000, and he agreed to donate another $10,000 to charity. Then, on January 17, 2007, Vick had another incident at Miami International Airport. Security found a water bottle with a hidden compartment. Police investigated but found no illegal substances inside, clearing Vick of any wrongdoing. Vick later explained that the water bottle was used to store jewelry, not drugs. On April 24, 2007, Michael Vick was set to advocate on Capitol Hill, aiming to convince lawmakers to increase funding for after-school programs. However, he missed his connecting flight in Atlanta to Reagan National Airport in Virginia. Not only did he miss that flight, but he also didn't show up for another seat booked for him later that evening. The next morning, he also skipped out on a scheduled appearance at a breakfast, where he was supposed to be honored for his foundation's work with after-school projects in Georgia and Virginia. In his absence, Vick's mother, Brenda, stepped in and accepted the award on behalf of the After School Alliance. These events unfolded just before authorities executed a search warrant on Vick's property, which eventually led to his prosecution for involvement in dogfighting activities. In 2007, Vick's father, Michael Body, spoke out about allegations of dogfighting dating back to 2001. Body told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution that Vick had been hosting dogfights in the garage of their Newport News home and keeping fighting dogs in the backyard. He mentioned that he had advised his son against such activities, but Vick persisted, claiming it was something he was deeply involved in and aware of. Shortly after, Vick's mother, Brenda Vick Body, countered these claims in an interview with the Newport News Daily Press, denying the existence of dogfighting or cages at their home. Media attention escalated rapidly as both state and federal authorities launched investigations into the allegations surrounding Michael Vick. The investigations revealed disturbing details of an interstate dogfighting network intertwined with drugs and gambling. Reports of cruelty, abuse, and even the execution of dogs that didn't perform well sparked outrage among animal rights advocates and the public. Vick and several others face serious charges in both federal and Virginia state courts related to their involvement in the operation. Federal prosecutors sought to apply the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, a law aimed at tackling organized crime, which could lead to severe penalties. By August 20th, Vick and his co-defendants reached separate plea agreements regarding the federal charges. It was expected that each would receive prison sentences ranging from 1 to 5 years. A few days later, November, Vick formally pleaded guilty in federal court. He admitted to funding the dogfighting operation and participating directly in fights across multiple states. Vick also acknowledged his role in the deaths of several dogs through methods like hanging, beating, and drowning, actions that were seen as particularly aggravating by prosecutors. On August 27th, U.S. District Judge Henry E. Hudson accepted Vick's guilty plea, but emphasized that he was not bound by the prosecution's recommendation for a reduced sentence. While out on bail, Michael Vick tested positive for marijuana during a random drug test, which violated the conditions of his release before his sentencing in federal court. The test results, submitted in September 2007, led to a ruling by Judge Hudson that confined Vick to his home in Hampton, Virginia, from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., with electronic monitoring until his court hearing in December. He was also required to undergo further random drug testing. In November, Vick voluntarily surrendered early to begin serving time and earning credit toward his likely federal prison sentence. He was held at the Northern Neck Regional Jail in Virginia, pending sentencing. On December 10th, Vick appeared in U.S. District Court for sentencing. Judge Hudson expressed his belief that Vick played a significant role in the dogfighting ring, sentencing him to serve 23 months in federal prison. The judge emphasized Vick's lack of complete cooperation with authorities, along with his failed drug test and polygraph, as factors that showed Vick had not fully taken responsibility for his involvement in promoting and funding the illegal activities. Vick was assigned to the United States Penitentiary Leavenworth in Kansas to serve his sentence. Before sentencing, federal authorities requested Vick to deposit nearly $1 million into an escrow account to cover the costs of caring for the dogs seized from his property. Most of these dogs were later placed for adoption under the supervision of a court-appointed specialist, with experts noting that some would need specialized care for the rest of their lives. During his bankruptcy proceedings, the U.S. Department of Labor raised concerns that these funds were partially sourced from improperly withdrawn money that Vick had held in trust for himself and employees of his celebrity marketing company MV7. Following indictments by the Surry County Grand Jury on September 25, 2007. Separate Virginia charges were brought against all 4 defendants in the dogfighting case. The charges against Michael Vick included 2 Class 6 felonies, each carrying a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison. Due to the complexity and costs involved in conducting the trial while Vick was still serving his federal prison sentence, State Prosecutor Gerald Poindexter postponed Vick's trial in Surry County Circuit Court until after his release from federal custody. Vick's legal team aimed to resolve the state charges sooner, and on October 14, 2008, filed a motion to enter a plea via video conference with the Surry County courts. The request to conduct a trial without Vick physically present was denied, but Poindexter agreed to proceed with the trial while Vick was still in federal custody, provided Vick covered the costs of transportation and related expenses. In November 2008, Vick was transported to Virginia to face the state charges. He appeared before the Surry County Circuit Court on November 25th, held in neighboring Sussex County due to renovations at the Surry Courthouse. There, Vick pleaded guilty to a single felony charge related to dogfighting, receiving a suspended 3-year prison sentence, conditional on good behavior, and a $2,500 fine. In exchange for the plea agreement, the other charge was dropped. Michael Vick, identified by his Federal Bureau of Prisons, ID TAR 33765183, was ultimately released on July 20, 2009. He did make an NFL comeback, but oh well, safe to say that didn't go too well. Make sure to subscribe if you already haven't, and also do comment telling us who to cover next.